So I'm just going to check the oil level here in the John Deere because, like I've said previously, it's due a service, this tractor, but I don't know how much oil is actually in here. Well, it's just a little bit below the middle, so I don't know if you can see that on the focus there. But yeah, we need to put a little bit more oil in this at some point. But I think we'll put some oil in when it gets its service kit, and so it should be pretty good for now. The only other problem with this tractor at the moment is I think the fuel leak, the fuel lines. I managed to clean them out, but I think there's one line in there which has had it and wants replacing. So there's a couple of lines in there to replace. Then there's a little thing on the screen as well to do with the compressor, and it's like here's the geese. So the compressor is leaking the air brakes, and there's a leak on there somewhere. I don't know where it is, but the computer keeps saying that there's a leak basically on the air brake system. These are the geese this morning who have just come out, and they often come up here to get a bit of food. So the feeder's going well. We've just got some straw in it at the moment because at the moment we are just feeding out to the few bulls in the yard here. And I'll just show you what I mean by this little system on here, which is air brake pressure too low. So there's a little leak in there somewhere. I spoke with a mechanic the other day and he thinks that there's a seal which has probably just gone somewhere, which will have to be replaced. And if it's not a seal, I think it could be a bit of grit or something in the little air tanks. There's like a sort of release valve, and sometimes they can get a bit of dirt in them. So we'll have a look at it hopefully today or tomorrow, and we'll try and just get the leak sorted, because it's a bit annoying when you start it up. There we go. You have to wait quite a while for the pressure to build. So here we go. I'll just demonstrate now. So I've got the code coming up on the screen, and it just takes a little bit of while to just build up the pressure. So this morning I'm just opening this shed up here because I've got to get some of these bales out. I think there's just this one I'm going to take this morning and take it over to the horse stables. So I'm going to get the JCB out and then move this around. Yep, she's halfway full there. She's in the middle. That's what we want. This shed is a bit of a fun one to get bales out of because you've got to watch the roof all the time. Come on. Yes. There we go. Right, I've sorted the horses out this morning, just took away the horse muck, and then I put that bale into the shed, and then I got a bale of straw as well and just gave that to them also. So yeah, that's that little job done this morning. And then I've just been clearing a site across the road because we've got some granite either turning up today or tomorrow. So there's about 10 or 12 lorries turning up with it. So there's quite a bit of material coming. So I've had to make quite a big space to make sure that there's enough room basically for all of the granite to just sit on the concrete yard. And then we're going to cart it from there into the arena when it's needed. So just use the JCB to load up the trailer, and then we'll get going with the granite in the arena. Okay, so this morning it's one of my favourite jobs of the year, cleaning the gutters, as you can see. And I've got Clover here as well. It's just started raining actually, chucking it down. Oh, got quite a few ducks just gone out of the pit there. Look at them. I'm just walking the geese back, but for some reason they're going back to the lake. So with all of this rain which is now coming down, and the rain we've had over the last few weeks, when it lands on these sheds it's all got to go somewhere, and it goes through the gutters, but every year you have to clean the gutters out, especially before the cattle come in, so that you can make sure that the sheds are actually dry. So I'll just show you what I mean by cleaning out the gutters, because everything gets so clogged up, especially during autumn with all of the leaves and all of the things you get in these old sheds here. So I'll just show you what I mean. So we've got quite a bit of mud in there, quite a bit of muck, and then just towards the end we can see that there's a little bit of grass just growing out of there, so that's going to have to be done today. And then all the way to the other end over there, that's just got to be scraped out as well. So all I'm going to do is just scrape out the muck here. I've got my gloves on today, and just literally just drop it down on the floor, and then I'll come back with the scraper tractor, and then I'll just scrape it all out. Okay, so I'm just about halfway down now, and to be fair, it hasn't been too badly blocked up along this side. There's water down this side, hopefully you can see down here. So we've got a sort of little reservoir here of water, and then as you just progress, as we progress down to there, you can see that piece there is literally blocking up all of this water all the way back to the end of the shed. And then that side, there's no water that end, and that's why the ground here has been getting a bit flooded. All because of these leaves just blocking the entrance there. Well, hey, so I've just unblocked all of the gutter on that side, and as you can see now, it's so satisfying seeing the water finally coming out of the end there. And this is the old shed. As you can see, the cubicle sheds, they've pretty much had their day, to be fair. You can see by the amount of algae on them as well that they're a fair age, trust me. And at the top there's a few panels as well which are pretty loose just there, And then we've got some nails as well, which have come out now, and that's because the wood in the shed is getting quite rotten. We've got some solar panels down there as well on top of the shed we put in a few years ago, and they're pretty good for generating renewable energy. But yeah, just talking about the shed, it is getting on quite a bit now, as you can see, and we would just try and keep them going as best as we can. Oh, there's Clover. Cold start on this old girl. 101, here we go. Oh, lovely. Right, I've just been scraping up some of the muck from the bottom of the ex-horse yard there, and I've just got Clover coming Clover coming up. She's covered. So she's just been in the lake again. Right, so I'm just going to take the scraper tractor now back to the yard, and then it's about, I think it's about 10:30 now, so I'm going to go and have a cup of coffee, and then, yeah, 10:30 it is. Okay, so you now join me underneath the 6.9. I think I've found the source of the leaking under here. Basically like the release valve here for the air tank is leaking. I think the seal's actually gone, the seal which holds the valve. But it might just have a bit of dirt in there. If I take the nut off and then clean all the inside of the nut with the O-ring inside there with some WD-40, I think that'll probably do it. But this is probably what's been tripping the little switch in the cab off on the command centre. Okay, so it's saying air brake pressure too low. Okay, so I've just turned it on here and I haven't had any codes coming up. It's just sitting on about 4 bar, 3.8, 3.9. And I'll just turn it off again. And if I just turn... But I think that the little washer just needs cleaning out. I think it's just a bit of dirt which is just in that valve, and there's so much pressure in it now, unfortunately, it's built up the pressure, so I have to wait for the pressure to go down again. Well, these guys have been busy, look at this. So it's going down pretty deep now, the school, as you can hopefully see in the distance. We'll just go and have a look at the French drains which are being put in. Below the topsoil here is actually more of a sort of sandy soil, as you can see here. So this is what they're sort of getting at now. And the reason they're going so deep, like I said, is for the French drains. So the drainage is a really important part of the school. And again, look at the amount of soil which has come out of here. Probably north of 1,000 tonnes now has come out of this site. And as you can just see just there, we've got the sandier soil which is now coming out, and basically it's all to, the idea is to level part of this new area, and also as well, like I said, implement the drains as well. So that's something which is also really, really important. It's going to be an almighty school once it's completed for a horse to go around. If you just have a look here, I'll try and get you some sort of perspective, but there's a really, really good amount of area here for the horses to go around. They'll be able to basically just trot around in big rings around the whole of this arena now, and then also as well they can do some show jumping stuff as well. So it's really coming along nicely, and there's a little problem actually with the fibre. You can't actually harrow the fibre. I was hoping I could harrow it with the little 135 and the chain harrows across the road, but unfortunately you can't do that because otherwise the fibre sticks to the chain harrows. So what we've actually got to do instead is go and buy a little flat roller, and apparently a roller will actually level the fibre. So you don't chain harrow it, you just simply roll it. So anyway, just a quick update. Things have really gone up a gear, and it's going to be really exciting seeing the granite going in next. So you can see these are the lasers on the right hand side. So it's now just going to start to chuck it down. There's some pretty grey clouds just coming over the skies there, and oh yeah, we've got quite a bit of rain coming in I think in a minute. So I'm now going to go and finish off. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, it would be much appreciated. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.